back with the second season of the Spiritual House. This is my first episode, and this episode is going to be about yoga. I have a young, brilliant yoga teacher with me called PRABHAT. Welcome to my show, Prabhat.
Thank you, Kanuji, for having me on this show. It's a great honor. And I hope...
Prabhat is someone who has always been traveling around. He was born and brought up in India in a very spiritual family and always had exposure to mantra chanting and spiritual environment. He currently lives in Taiwan. He's an entrepreneur. He's traveled across. He spent days and days traveling into the jungles. And he's currently living in Rishikesh, almost like a yogi, because I think they have a room where they sleep on mats. And of course, Prabhat can tell us more. So tell us, Prabhat, where did you learn yoga from? And tell us about this organization in Rishikesh where you're currently training at, and also you've started teaching now.
Sure. First of all, like Kanuji is playing a very dangerous game. So in the yogic world, we have something called a spiritual ego, and she is very good at boosting somebody's spiritual ego. So watch out for that. Don't let it affect you, because then, you'll be stuck. Okay, coming back to your question about how I started. So, like as you were sharing, like I was born in a spiritual family, like my mother, she happens to be a yoga teacher. So right from my childhood, she has been telling me, try yoga. And I was telling her, hey, it's for old people. It's good for you. You should do yoga. You should take our dad for yoga. And, I was like a rebel when I was a child. So if my mom or my parents ask me to do something, I'll end up doing opposite things. So unfortunately, I never really got into yoga. But it so happened that a couple of years back, I got into rock climbing. I was in Thailand climbing with my friends. And I saw some people doing acro yoga. And honestly, I saw some pretty hot girls doing acro yoga, and I was like, okay, like this is great for my flexibility, and I have to get into it. And late in 2019, I was visiting India to spend some time with my family, and I had this thought that let me give yoga a try. So I did a few sessions with my mother, and I immediately, felt some connection. I started going deeper inside it, and I decided to go to Rishikesh, which is the world capital of yoga today. And there I found Vishnuji, who's my guru and also a great yogi. He runs a number of yoga schools here in Rishikesh. One of them happens to be World Peace Yoga School, where I enrolled in a teacher training program. And it had a very transformational effect on me. And because of the coronavirus situation, I'm lucky to be still here in Rishikesh, and I've totally embraced the yogic path. And, life has taken a turn, a very positive turn.
That's great. So you are now a qualified certified teacher with this organization, and you have already started teaching.
That is correct. I am certified with International Yoga Alliance. I'm a certified yoga teacher. And I have already started my practice. I'm taking sessions for asana, pranayama, and meditation classes.
So for those of you who don't know about this, we have done a couple of meditation sessions with Prabhat. They are brilliant sessions. It's called yogic meditation, where he combines meditation with simple yoga steps. So Prabhat, you want to tell us a little bit about this?
Sure. So, okay. I talk about it, let me, quickly for, sake of our friends out there, quickly give a small insight into, what is yoga? For most people today, we see some, really fit people doing some crazy asanas and, vinyasa flows, ashtanga vinyasa, hot yoga, and, people are getting into it more for, as a way to stay fit. And, have some peace of mind, which is a wonderful start, which was my motivation to start yoga. I'm a rock climber. I want to be more flexible. I was thinking about it from a business point of view. But, these are all side effects of yoga. It's like, you will do yoga and you being fit, you being more flexible, you having, good sleep. All these are just side effects of yoga. The real, yoga begins when you start an inwards journey. most of our life, we are caught in the dualities of life. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're sad. And it's all based on the external world, what the external world is throwing at you. So yoga is very beautifully explained by Patanjali the Great. Yoga's chitta vritti nirodha. Yoga is the restraint of mind from taking vrittis, or, taking disturbances. And so essentially, yoga is an inward journey. And, like by doing all these practices, you start going inward, you start by purifying your body, you start by purifying your energies, and then you start seeing inside, and there's a whole universe inside. So that is about yoga. What was your question again? Sorry, I'm a big speaker.
No, that's great. So because you've given us some very new insight with a lot of people would not understand, because usually people look at yoga as one of the things on a menu of a gym or a training class, But yoga, like you've explained, is not just about the physical fitness. It's actually a journey of the soul, and it's very holistic in its way, because it evolves you as a person. It helps you deal with a lot of issues. I think it's a overall healing process is what you are trying to explain, which is great. So, point being that as people, you get look at yoga as just being a physical exercise, but it's actually so much more than that.
Absolutely. And no matter where you are in your life, no matter at what point of time you are in your life, it's never too late to start this journey. And I encourage all of you, to take the first, take a small step. You will take one step to raise your consciousness, and universe is going to take 99 steps to support.
As an individual who's got connected to yoga, what kind of life changes have you experienced? Anything that you can share personally?
Okay, personally, the life changes have been transformational for me. I have experienced something called as true freedom. The freedom from desires. Okay, many people believe that, once you embrace the yogic path, you stop having desires, you disconnect from the material world. Let me tell you, it's nothing like that. Like being on the yogic path, you will still have desires, you will still have life, you will still, like have love and everything. It's just that you will not be a slave to your desires. Previously for me in my mind, I was always thinking about, for example, physical parts of my body, physical attraction of the opposite sex. Like I was always associating my consciousness either with my body or what is going on in my mind. Something will say something, and like that will become a trigger for me. But what happens in yoga is, like you sort of realize that, like you are not just your body and mind. Once you start your inner journey, you start realizing that the mind, the body, they are your tools to experience this world. And in yoga, we say that, your mind and body are your friends. You're not trying to suppress anything here. And together, like we work, evolve our consciousness. In fact, yoga is a very scientific and a step-by-step process, which is, like been very well designed to raise your consciousness, to evolve your consciousness.
Right. I remember in the workshop that we recently conducted, you had explained the different types of yoga that exist. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that 1 minute from the workshop to share it with everyone here so that they can actually see how exactly what are the different types, because you had explained it really well. So I will show the viewers a minute of that workshop where you explain the different types of yoga.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I encourage all of you that, currently we are doing daily meditation practices. We are sometimes doing workshops about, an introduction to yoga workshop. And the feedback has been really phenomenal.
Oh, it's a brilliant workshop. It's a brilliant workshop. So here's a glimpse of the different types of yoga from the workshop. Here's a glimpse for everyone.
Sure. So there are many different types of yoga. For example, you have Raj Yoga, you have Bhakti Yoga, you have Tantra Yoga, you have Kundalini Yoga, you have mantra, you have hatha yoga, in fact, it could be anything, X, Y, Z. It may be nothing related to yoga. But what you have to understand that Raj Yoga literally means the path of knowledge, Bhakti Yoga means the path of devotion, Tantra Yoga is very much misunderstood with sex, but actually it means that people who follow Tantra Yoga, they see Brahman in each and everything, whether good or bad by the society. Kundalini Yoga is awakening of the Shakti. Mantra is a tool for the mind. Hatha is a tool, is a way of body and prana. But you have to understand that all these different paths, they lead to the same source, the Brahman. They're all, in fact, they're all connected. You start on this path, it will get connected to another path at some point of time. In fact, you may not need to follow yoga. You may be following some other philosophy altogether. You may be following Buddhism, you may be following anything. In the end, it is all connected. Very beautifully, my guru has explained. All these are like the rays of the sun, but they are coming from the same source. So you can follow any type, any path. Once you start, the knowledge of who you are, it will take you to the same place. Do not make the mistake of becoming a fanatic. What's a fanatic? So I am a Hatha yogi. I follow Hatha yoga. So when I say Hatha yoga is the only path, it is the best path, then you will be stuck. So don't be fanatic like me. Accept all the paths.
So, as you have explained the different types, the kind of yoga that you are focusing on is Hatha yoga. So,
Correct.
could you elaborate on that?
So Hatha yoga is, how it is pronounced in English. In Hindi or in Sanskrit, we call it Hatha yoga. And in my point of view, Hatha yoga is the origin of, like from where all the current modern yogic practices are coming from. Now, if I talk about the philosophy of Hatha yoga, it literally means in yoga, like some different parts of yoga start by controlling the mind. Now, Hatha yoga is specifically suited for the current yoga, which is the Kali yoga, in which, like the mind is in a very rajas state. And it is very difficult to control the mind. So Hatha yogis say, forget the mind. They have given us a beautiful solution. They say, my friends, forget the mind. Let us start with the body. So in Hatha yoga, we start by purification of the body, by the practice of Shat karmas. Then we purify and bring balance to the body by the practice of asanas. Then we go into the subtle bodies by practice of pranayamas, mudras, kumbhakas. We purify the energy body. We bring balance to the energy body. We bring balance to the pranas. And then by using all these yogic practices, we bring balance and control to the prana energy. And it's very beautifully explained that by controlling the prana energy, the mind automatically becomes stable and controlled. And when these two polar and opposite energies, the prana energy and the mental energy, when they come balance in your body, that's when beautiful things begin to happen. That's when magic will happen. For example, your Sushumna will get awakened, your Kundalini energy can get risen, your chakras will start getting cleared. In simple scientific words, your brain will start operating at, like 100% potential for some true yogis, and, like magic will happen. If you haven't seen Lucy, I encourage you to go watch Lucy. Lucy will happen to you. And I think Hatha yoga is something which everybody should follow. And again, it's all the different parts of yoga are connected. They are like the sun, it has rays. Finally, they're all coming from the same source. So all different parts of yoga, they're going to take you to the depths of your soul. and you can experience true liberation.
Awesome. And I've also observed that your sessions are divided into a few things. One part is the breathing patterns, the other part is chanting, the other part is simple yogic asanas, and last part is meditation. So could you just explain maybe in two lines?
Sure. So Kanupriya ji had joined one of my meditation sessions. So I am doing almost Monday to Friday evening meditation sessions where we are doing combinations of yogic meditation, we are doing heart meditations, etc. Now we are doing something called as yogic meditation. And in yogic meditation, I'm combining the practices of asanas, pranayamas, shatkarmas, and meditation all in a single 45-minute session. So I've come out with this beautiful series, which includes some pre-meditation asanas, some exercises, which will help in cleansing and balancing your body, in opening your lungs, by the practice of some asana, very simple asana practice, which anybody, no matter what age you are, can do. Then I'm introducing some practice of pranayama, like ujjayi breathing, yogic breathing, nadi shodhan practices. All of them are aimed at bringing balance to your subtle body, purifying your subtle bodies, because only when energies in the subtle body are purified and balanced, you can enter a deeper state of meditation. And once we have done these practices, we will do a guided meditation where I'll take you on a journey where you will experience, you will get connected to the cosmic source, and wonderful things can happen.
Amazing. And I have attended the workshop, I have attended the meditation sessions. It's just truly a very wholesome and an amazing experience. Those of you who are interested in connecting with him, you can check out his Facebook page. It's called PRABHATYUJ. That's PRABHATYUJ. What is the Yuj about, Prabhat? I'm very curious to know.
All right. So, actually, before I say anything, I wanted to just say that, it's not me, I'm doing anything. It's all like I'm just an instrument, through which, this message is coming out. And it's all thanks to the blessed teachers and gurus I got connected here in Rishikesh. If you're, really interested in the spiritual path, I encourage all of you, come to Rishikesh for a few days. There is so much energy. Just by being here, you will start your transformation. You will start your spiritual journey.
Absolutely.
Coming back to the question, what was the question again? Sorry.
I wanted you to explain what the PRABHATYUJ is about, the YUJ.
Right. So if you go to the, like yoga, so in English we call it yoga. In Sanskrit it is known as yog, and it is split into two words, and the root of yog is coming from yuj. And it is influenced by one of my teachers, like my philosophy teacher, Bhavesh ji. His Instagram name is Bhavesh_Yuj. And he was the one who had such a positive impact on me. He totally, just by being in his presence, by being in his philosophy lectures, I had such a transformational effect that I decided that, if I'm going to be a yoga teacher, it's going to be under the Yuj lineage.
The Guru's always powerful, always a blessing, and always changes your life. I totally agree with you. I always start all my prediction sessions with first remembering my Gurus. So I can completely understand where you're coming from. So people, this is where you need to connect with him. It's PRABHATYUJ. You can also Google #PRABHATYUJ. He's on Instagram as well. Join us for a weekend workshop. Can you give us details? How many hours? I think it's 5 p.m. onwards on Sunday.
Sure. So we have this workshop on coming Sunday, which is the 14th of June. And this will be happening from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. India time. And this workshop will be conducted by me along with two more yoga teachers. We will have an introduction to yoga session, about 10 minutes. We will share our perspectives, what yoga means to each of us. And then we will have asana, introduction to yoga asanas by my friend and a very experienced yoga teacher, Veronica. We will have a pranayama, introduction to pranayama session by Carolina, a highly experienced meditation and pranayama teacher. And then I will explain about yoga philosophy, and I'll take you on a journey of guided meditation. So I encourage all of you to come. I can speak on and on about yoga, but it's like talking about chocolate. You can talk about chocolate, you can describe how the chocolate is, but the real taste of chocolate is when you put it in your mouth, like when you eat it. The same thing is with yoga. Like, in fact, my guru has taught me many times, talk less, practice more. So yoga is more about your inner journey, and we will just be your small guides in this journey. So please join us.
Is there an email address where viewers can contact you at, or a number you want to give out?
Sure, you can all reach out to me at prabhat.yuj@gmail.com.
Great. So Prabhat, thank you so much for coming on the Spiritual House. This was my first episode of season 2. Last year we also had a whole lot of speakers, and I'm beginning the second season with you. You're the first episode, you're my first viewer. So thank you so much for your time. And people, try out this yoga journey. Connect at the meditation session, which is in the evenings. Connect to the Facebook page. It'll have the event details, or you can contact me, or you can email Prabhat. But try this out, because the general impression of yoga that you get is not what it's all about. And this is going to be an eye-opener for you. Understand what yoga truly is. Connect to PRABHATYUJ. Thank you so much. Thank you, Prabhat.
In fact, I would like to thank you for all your support. And if you don't need to reach out to me, just like talk to Astro Kanu, and she will help us in organizing the sessions. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.